Hello and welcome to another edition of I. In today's video, we are going to be critiquing a video that I made not long ago. It's a video that I made talking about my inner feelings, one that I'm showing to my partner for the first time ever. What are you expecting it's going to be about, Iris?
I don't know, but I'm assuming, knowing you, that it's something that probably I'm not going to agree with.
Okay, well, please like, please subscribe, please share, and we're going to get into this. Hello and welcome to I. I thought it would be nice to have a chat, mano a mano. The subject today that I'm going to discuss, it is about my feelings. I'm talking about my feelings when I see a black woman with a white man. There, I said it. For a long time, every time I saw a black woman with a white man, something would come over me. I don't know what it was. I have felt it. I don't know whether it's rage or jealousy or envy. It could be a combination of all three, but there is something there. It still happens even today. Somehow, I feel like, not that, goodness, I'm going to sound incredibly now, but I'm trying to be careful because I'm not. Sometimes I feel like as a black man, we own our women. So, it's just me giving a realistic portrayal of the way I feel. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. This is a typical man problem. You get to say whatever you want to say. I will, like, all feelings are allowed because these are your feelings and your thoughts, but I think that this is a male problem. And I guarantee that me asking my interracial relationship friends, I think the weird thing is that I think a lot of them would agree with you, the men, and they would understand. But at the same time, they also know that it's not okay. It's not right. What do you mean you own your women? I mean, actually, I know what you mean because this is the same thing.
Thank you. I know he's going to say this.
Well,
I knew he was going to say this because you obviously feel that as well, being from your culture.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a man problem. It doesn't matter where you're from. A lot of men have the entitlement, the superiority complex, the possessive complex to think that they can, but the women, or so-called their women, they cannot. And that is a big issue. And I think, I don't know where it's coming from, but that needs to be taken care of because, there are a lot of men who are thinking the way you are, but, it's a thought and then they don't think about it too much. Then there are men who have this dislike for when they see it. And then there is the man that actually would act on that, and that's a thin line, and it's a problem.
It is a problem, and I think it's something that we need to speak about more. That's why I'm being open about it, because there isn't many people that are actually speaking about it. They're just people that hold this grudge inside them. And I think I had one gentleman reply that he doesn't feel any anger or any bitterness towards a BW who he sees walking down the road with the Bwwm. Okay, he doesn't feel any bitter or any angerness. What he does is he disowns them, so he doesn't even see them as being a BW. He sees them as being something completely different.
Hold on, okay.
Like he kicks them mentally out of his community. It's like, you're not one of us anymore. And I think that part of that is what happens to me too.
I give you something. I give you props for opening it up on social media, because talking about something that so many men think is definitely courageous. I wouldn't be able to do that. I think I would just go to a therapist or talk about it with my close circle of friends. I think what the big problem is that in my culture, in your culture, even I'm assuming even here, like, I'm definitely sure that some Austrian men are like telling their daughters, don't bring, I don't know, out of my head, a Muslim or a black person or an Asian person home to me. I don't want to see that. But at the same time, they allow themselves to be with whoever they want. And that is a man problem, and that needs to be addressed. I actually have a problem, and let's talk about this.
Exactly. Just be open about it.
Okay,
Talk about
so
it.
let's see the rest of it.
What am I talking about this for? I was driving with Iris somewhere. I can't remember where we were going. Only yesterday. And she said something which was quite profound. I don't know where she comes up with these subjects from. But anyway, she said to me that she would want our daughter to be with a black man. That is what she said to me. Now, our daughter is half white, half black, right? But she said herself, and I have never, tried to persuade her to think in a certain way. But she said, I would want, when our daughter grows up, I don't want her to be with a white man. I want her to be with a black man. I think she was talking about our daughter when she's older being fetishized. A black man is not going to fetishize over a black woman. It led on to further conversations, and I really did think about from there on in, yeah, I think I would want that too.
I think I explained to you why I said what I said.
I did explain to it in the video.
Okay. But after reflecting on my statement and understanding and actually reminding myself that I myself come from a family where love conquered. It wasn't a preference.
You had valid reasons for it, Iris. You cannot ignore the fact. You cannot ignore the history. You cannot ignore what happens in this country right now. You cannot ignore the fact that there are lots of men out there who will look at her in a particular way in this country. You can't just ignore it because of, love sees no color. And forget that. Sorry, that's my daughter. Everybody else has their own business. They have their own liberty to do whatever they need to do with their children to bring them up to be, in a certain way, to be a certain person, right? It's up to them to do that. This is my child.
Yeah. At the same time, it's actually you don't possess your kids. Okay, we don't possess our kids. We just guide them.
When they are children, we possess them. They are ours. Okay, and we instill a mindset into them. We try to do that as best as we could because we use our knowledge and our experience to guide them in that way. I've had knowledge and experience being on this earth, living in Western Europe for the majority of my life, that you will never have. And I think you need to respect that. You can't just dismiss my experience and be like,
we are talking about it. But at the same time, I think that it is wrong to bring up kids and tell them that you will feel a certain way if they bring someone home that you don't agree with because you think that maybe they will see them in a wrong light. You cannot put everyone in a box. And I know that Malcolm X said, of course there are good white people out there, but I'm not going to fish for them. But
it was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali said that.
Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali said that.
Okay.
But then that's true. You know what I mean? You don't know which one loves your daughter because,
of course not.
He gets to live out this dream of dominating over a brownie. Nah, just get out of here. Go on, sling your hook.
Who's to say that you were not having thoughts about me?
I know me. I can say that I'm not having those thoughts about you. Why would I have those thoughts now about you? I don't have those thoughts about you, right? But that's me. I know I'm not having these thoughts about you. I know that there are people out there that do. She might meet the 1 in 10 or the 1 in 20 that does. I don't know. I'm not willing to take that risk first. So what I do is I bring her up the best way I can. I'm not going to turn around and tell her, don't date her this or don't date her that. I'm just going to show her the benefits and the love and the beauty and the passion that she should be having for her community and people from within her community.
It makes no sense.
Why does that make no sense?
Because then you wouldn't be sitting here with me.
How's that, Iris? You don't hang around.
Because that means that you don't have that you don't have love Iris, for your community. What are you talking about?
You don't. No, I'm saying that you haven't been brought up.
We both haven't been brought up with our community like that.
Oh no, that's a lie. I have actually. I was.
But not like that.
Not like that, but I still love my people. I still vouch for my people. I still am sitting here. I've never heard us once say, I want our son to grow up to be a typical Balkan man. You know, I want him to have Balkan values and I want him to live the Balkan life and the Balkan lifestyle. I've never heard you say that.
Wow, listen to me.
Iris, I've never heard you say that. Acknowledge what I'm saying, please. I've never heard you say that. But you have heard me say millions of times, I love black people. I love our people. Okay? I love them unconditionally. I know there are idiots out there, but I love them still.
I think you're mixing two different things.
It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. I love my people. I love my people enough to want my children to be a part of that community.
Yes.
So they can grow up and not feel like outsiders like they would if they grew up here in Austria. If they grew up in my country, they would not have that problem. They'd be able to blend in. They'd be able to be their own people. And most people, 95% of the people in Jamaica will accept them and embrace them. You do not have that here. I'm sorry. You have whole political parties that are based on not wanting that here. Accept it. Embrace it.
Of course we do. And there are other black people who know that, who live here as well. I am not manipulating my kids. I am doing the best that I can to show my kids both sides of where we come from. This is why we're traveling to where I'm from. This is why we will travel to Jamaica. I want them to experience the richness of everything that they are. So I'm never going to sit here and say, I want my son to be the typical. I don't want my kids to be typical anything. I want my kids to thrive and to become the best version of themselves, with us teaching them the beauty of where we come from. Point blank, period. So we're continuing to watch your video now.
For me, actually, it's not even a question. There isn't a question about it. I would want my daughter to be with a black man, or even with someone of mixed heritage, just like she is. Someone who would love her for who she is. I don't even know where I'm going to with this, guys. I just think we came out with this, we had this conversation, and I just thought, wait a minute. I've always had this problem burning inside me a bit. It comes out and it doesn't manifest itself because I don't allow it. I don't look at couples. I don't give couples the dirty eyes. What are you doing? Because, you know, people could say the same thing about me. And the thing is, people do say the same thing about me. I have a woman who is very beautiful. And I know when I'm walking down the street, and I'm walking down the street down here in West Vienna, you know, the little Balkan regions, yeah, little Serbia. When I'm walking down here, I know that men are thinking the same way that I think about black women. I know this. I feel like I have some sort of privilege to be able to do that sort of thing. Like I can take whoever I want. You have to deal with it. But you, no. I don't want you taking my women. No. No. I don't want my black women dating white men. It's crazy.
There is a saying that a woman once told me. The men take and the women receive. This is why a lot of men think the way you do. In a lot of cultures, when a woman marries, she's going to that family. So she's leaving her house and she's going to her new family, to the family of her husband, right? And the men can just walk around and pick whoever they want because they're just taken, right? They're taken and we leave. So we have to accept who comes to us, basically. We're receiving. And it's very messed up. It's very messed up. Very problematic, very messed up.
It is. When I see a black woman with a white man, I think this black woman is with this white man because he is a white man. When I see a black man with a white woman, I don't think the same way. I think that black man is with that white woman because. And the reason I think this way is because I truly believe, and I haven't seen any statistics about this, I think that there are, percentage-wise, I think there are a lot more black women who date white men exclusively than there are black men that date white women exclusively. I think you get a lot of black men who will date whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as she's pretty. Doesn't matter. As long as she's good looking, it doesn't matter. And I think that black women look for something different in white men, whether it be stability, money, and that mixed race child. Perhaps they've had really bad experiences with a black man in their family. I think that could be a good reason as to why I feel this way. There are too many things which are working against each other in my mind at this present moment. I'm trying to reconcile with these things all the time. And I think that the best way for me to manage this, I've simply took a step back and accepted that this is the way I feel. I'm not going to fight it because it's something internal deep down inside. I don't want to fight it because I don't think it's wrong. Yeah, I regret asking that question.
It's entitlement? Why do you regret it?
I agree. Because of the comments in the comment section, I got a lot of, do you know what? Do you know what my opinion is? I'm like, oh, really? God, I should not have asked for that.
Yeah, women are going to attack you because we're very emotional. Like you like to say it, your women are going to attack you. The same way I would probably be very angry if someone from my community said what you said. And it's normal. It's a normal human reaction.
I think if you see me, my Albanian wife, my beautiful Albanian wife, and you are an Albanian man, and you see me with the Albanian wife, something inside you is going to say, what are you doing with that black man? And I don't think there is anything wrong with that man thinking that way. But if I see you with a black woman, that same Albanian boy with a black woman, I am going to look. I'm going to do something. I'm going to say, oh yeah, done. I have never spoken to people about it. I've never given people the dirty eyes because I've always been too focused on the people that are with me, who I love, my family, my children. I've never been focused on other people. You do your thing. Be happy. Your business is your business, nothing to do with me. And I feel a lot more at peace because of that. I still have the urge inside me, but I have a feeling that at some point in the future, I will reconcile with it. It's all about me coming to terms with the fact that the world is changing. People have a lot more flexibility to date whoever they want to date, to be with whoever they want to be with, and that should be okay. And once again, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but this is what it is. You're going to have to put up with it. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. There is nothing we can do about it because I genuinely believe that it's something that is so internally connected to each man to want to protect, to want to covet those women off their kin. Yeah? I don't only think that there is nothing you can do about it, but I think that there is nothing you should do about it. You get a lot of women who will not date, for instance, a white woman. You'll have a lot of white women who won't date within their race. They will go outside of their race because they had a horrible experience. Maybe they were arred by someone from their family or somebody else who was just a normal, and they try to do their best to get away from those memories. It's a way of them being able to heal themselves from trauma. I think it is that happens. It's just a theory.
I mean, it also could be that they just had bad experience with their man.
Which is ridiculous, right?
Why is it ridiculous? It's not ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Think about it. Not all black men are the same, are we? No, do you know what?
Not all white men are the same, right? Not all white men have fetishes.
Exactly. They don't. This is exactly, we're going back in circles. This is exactly what Muhammad Ali said. Not all white men are bad. They're not. I have some really good friends. but I'm not going to take that risk. Sorry.
So what do you think you're gaining from that?
I think I've brought to light something which many men keep inside them. In fact, a lot of women keep it inside them as well, because I've seen a lot of women act the exact same way. It used to happen to me all the time, especially back in the UK. So maybe it's just something internal that we have to embrace instead of trying to shun it and listening, you know, to other people and say to ourselves, oh, you know, love sees no color, you know, and all this restless stuff. We just need to embrace our feelings and understand our feelings. And we don't have to animate them. We don't have to act out on them. We just need to understand the reasons why they're there, embrace them and move on.
So would you be open for therapy? Because I think that's what you need.
No.
And that's a problem.
No, I wouldn't be open for therapy because I don't think the way that I'm thinking is wrong. Like I just said, I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I think that it's completely normal to think and feel this way. I think it's abnormal to act out on it. I would need therapy if I didn't understand it, that it was wrong, or I didn't understand the reasons why.
You just said the way
reasons I brought it up.
And it is wrong.
I brought it up. The reason I brought it up and made a video about it in the first place is because I know it's wrong, but I don't believe that it's abnormal. I believe there is something inside, right, which stops me from playing it out, and that's what stops me from playing it out, knowing that it's not completely right.
Okay, so we're going to have a bunch of people running around thinking the way you do.
Already is, Iris. It's too late for that.
Not going to therapy because they haven't acted on their feelings.
You don't think that's happening right now?
Yeah, but it is BS. I mean, okay, you open a can of worms,
like,
but now it's because I think it's a mind game what you did. You open up a conversation,
it is what it is.
You ask people for your opinion. Understandably, you know how people will react. And then at the end of the video, you twist it in a psychological way by saying, but you know what? I still don't believe that however I think is wrong. That is not okay, because I think therapy would help you understand some things. I think we all need freaking therapy.
I'm so strong in my mind that there is no point in me having therapy because I won't agree. Do you know how sociopaths have therapy? Do you know? They don't. Sociopaths will never have therapy.
So you're talking about yourself.
I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not trying to explain to you that I'm a sociopath. I'm trying to explain to you that I understand that I am feeling this way and I've spoken to people about it. Sociopaths would never do that. What do you guys think? I would like you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section below. I really want to thank Iris for being open and understanding. So anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Say goodbye properly, Iris.
Goodbye.